This is going to be a video on pretty much an update of the PS3 hacking scene. We're still rocking the 3.55 meow, whatever it's called, firmware. There's still no firmware for 3.56. Sony's still in legal discussions with geohot. So this video is just kind of wrap all this stuff into one single video for you guys to watch, because I've been getting loads of questions about 3.56, you know, is it hacked yet? Can I run backups on it? Everything like that. So really, I'm just going to throw everything, like I said, into this one video, and I'm just going to go ahead and upload it, and hopefully you guys will have your questions answered by it. So the first thing I want to talk about is PSN. If you don't know what this is, basically it's an exploit that instead of your PS3 going straight to Sony servers to log on to the PlayStation Network, you reroute it through your computer so it makes it look like it's on the latest firmware. Therefore, it lets you on the PlayStation Network on 3.55. This will get you banned. Sony has started writing out emails. They send an email to whatever email address you registered your PlayStation Network account with, and they can detect this. So if you guys are using this, you better be being pretty careful, because Sony will send you a warning email, but it'll say, you know, you better stop using it, whatever, like, we know you're doing it, whatever. But then if you keep on using it, then they will ban your console. I do believe it's your console from the PlayStation Network, not just your username. So you can't just make a new username on your same PS3 and sign on. You can't do that. I'm pretty sure they ban your console's like serial number or MAC address or something that you can't change. So maybe there will be a spoof released one day if you do get banned. I don't know. I don't know if you can spoof stuff like that, but we'll have to see. So like I said, Sony will ban your console if you guys use this. So if you're using this, be careful. Don't be stupid. Don't cheat online. And everyone's saying that, you know, it's geohot's fault. I mean, I guess maybe technically he sort of enabled it, but he didn't make these hacks. You know, it's just like I've been leaving a lot in my comments. It's like, you can't blame the car dealership for selling cars to stupid people that get in car accidents and kill people. No offense to anyone who's gotten in a car accident, but I'm saying it happens, you know. So you can't blame the car dealership, which in this case is geohot. And just because he enabled you guys to run backups and stuff like that doesn't mean he made you hack. You know, it's human stupidity is something we all have to live with. So if you're using this to cheat online, that's just lame. Don't do that. And so next thing I want to move on to is Sony is watching you. And really they are. I mean, like I said earlier, they can detect this exploit that's being routed through your computer. They can detect it, whether it's your console's online without the latest firmware. I'm not quite sure how they detect it, but their servers have probably lost a lot of traffic since it's not communicating directly. So I'm sure there's something going on where they can really tell. So it's something like that, but there's been reports that this is and is not true, but a rootkit, which basically lets them do things on your console. They can basically access your console from their servers, like wherever they are. So they can watch, they can scan your system for unauthorized content. You know, that's one thing. You might not even have to be playing online for them to detect that your console is jailbroken. So it's kind of creepy. And so one thing I really want to stress is that Sony is starting to be, you know, modern day spies. They're really watching your every single move on the system that you bought. And I even read an article on psx-scene.com where they send data, like they receive your data on everything. Like they have your credit card number stored. They can detect, you know, if you have like a USB drive. You know, I've read rumors around that they can actually detect stuff like that. So really, that's kind of creepy. I mean, if you have like personal stuff on there, then that's kind of ridiculous that they could see that stuff, especially if it's like credit card numbers and everything like that. So I don't really know what Sony is trying to achieve with this. Really, they're just kind of creeping me and a lot of people out. So we'll just have to see what happens with this. And so now the whole Sony versus geohot thing comes to mind. If you didn't see it, geohot's lighted up video contest video, I got a kick out of it. I've watched it probably 10 times. It's just great. Just go, if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link to it in the description, so go ahead and click it. And it's just a great video, but really it does speak the truth. He just wants, you know, freedom for the console that we purchased, and you know, I get it that they don't want piracy to happen, but it's not geohot's fault. And they're not suing him because geohot indirectly enabled piracy. They're just trying to make an example out of them, you know, and it's just not right. Sony needs to back off, you know, but I won't get into all that stuff. But Sony has forced geohot to turn over his hard drive. I don't think they're doing anything about the rap he made. I don't really think they can do anything. But Sony was forced to turn over his hard drive, and they're going to erase, I think, or at least copy and just like leave him without all the data that has to do with a PS3. So they're going to take everything from him PS3 wise. That's on his hard drive, and they're going to take it, and they're going to leave him with nothing. But it's not like that'll stop him, right? But there is one like, I guess, silver lining to this whole thing is that Sony, let's see, I'm going to read it right from the site here. The court has dismissed all the claims against Sony except for one, and the one claim that survived is one alleging that SCEA violated the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. Now, this I take as they removed advertised features from their console. You know, it's been said over time and time again that, you know, other OS might have been a security threat, but you don't remove it. You don't just pull the plug. You patch it. And so Sony, for doing that, for removing advertised features, even if you don't use it, even if you never touched other OS in your life, it's still ridiculous that Sony is just removing features. You know, the PS3 has lost a bunch of features over its lifespan. You could play PS2 games at first, now you can't. They reduced the USB ports to 2 instead of 4. Now they're just pulling plugs on firmware features. It's absolutely ridiculous. If anything should come out of this trial, I believe that they should at least give us other OS back. I'm all for that. You know, if you're not on the latest firmware, then you shouldn't like have access to the PSN, or if they find you cheating online, they should ban you. That's not our problem. But, you know, just to remove features like this, you know, maybe I wouldn't jailbreak my console if Sony would, you know, just not do that, you know, and give more features that we would like. Maybe open up a little bit or allow more content onto the PlayStation Store. So, I don't know, but that's kind of what I make of it. So this video has just been like a short update on the PS3 scene. No, there is no 3.56 custom firmware. If you see anything, it's fake. They do have 3.56 spoofs, where you're on 3.55, but you can tell that you're, like, you can switch your software version from 3.55 to display 3.56. It won't let you on the PlayStation Network, but you also won't be required, like, you won't, I think if you go on a system update, it'll tell you you're on the latest firmware. So you won't update, but you won't be allowed on PSN either. So really it's just kind of an extra thing. It's not required or anything. But in terms of 3.56, no, it has not been hacked yet. Nothing's been released. I bet a lot of people are afraid to release anything like that after what's happening with geohot, so I'm sure something will be released one day, but you guys just have to be patient. When it comes out, you'll know. It'll be huge stories on Twitter. Every major PS3 hacking website will have the story front page that 3.56 was hacked, so until you see that, it's fake. So that's pretty much all I have for this video. Go ahead and check me out on Twitter. I'm at CPUKid. And go ahead and check out itechcity.org. We just got some great new forums hooked up there. Go ahead and follow itechcity.org on Twitter at itechcity. And that's pretty much it for this video. So go ahead and leave a comment, and go ahead and check out all the other content like iTech City, all my other videos. iTech City, we have some new tech stories. We're still taking a few writers. So if you're interested in that, just go up to itechcity.org. Or you can go back in my video history. I believe it's from 2 videos ago. There's a video on iTech City Writer, so go ahead and watch that if you're interested. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.